We're here today to see if you can take over New Vegas as the think tank. More to the point, we've based our character off of Dr. Mobius from Old World Blues. Using his special stats as given in the... well, on the wiki for him, actually. Along with the... what I figure would be his tag skills. Medicine, repair, and science. Makes sense for a scientist. I've given myself all of Dr. Mobius' skills and a couple of, well, his items. And the skills I think Dr. Mobius would have. He wears glasses, so glasses and skilled, because he is a skilled man. Picked up a mod for this one. It's an older mod, so the performance isn't the best, called Robco Certified. It allows us to manufacture and fix robots. That's what inspired this run. After that, head down, deal with the powder gangers, as always, using Mobius's glove. It's a good melee glove. I think it somewhat saps the health from your opponents. Also hits hard for high level. Take the first perk of Robco Certified. Allows us to fix some robots like the Mr. Handsy we picked up earlier. Drop that back out of our inventory, get it all fixed up, and this is the first robot of the run. Gonna try to rely more on robots than weapons this run, simply because that's what they would do. Now, the robot puts in work. It's a little loud being around it all the time, but does its job. It only has its flamethrower and buzzsaw at this point because it's a Mr. Handsy, not a Mr. Gutsy. While its flamethrower can do massive damage, it doesn't rely on it too much. Tries to usually step in with the buzzsaw to deal with the opponents. Stop over to Prim, fix up Prim's limb, because why not? Another robot running around is fine by us. Head over to the Nash's shop and fix up Eddie, or Edie. You can never tell with these robots. That way we can have a normal companion with us, because the robots we make don't count toward the companion limit. Tried to use a laser pistol for a while, since he does have laser attacks in Old World Blues. Don't rely on it too much. Took the Crazed Inventor perk, which allows us to extract brains from your enemies that you kill and turn them into smaller robots or use them to make bigger robots. Piss off the Legion, simply because I always piss off the Legion here. Have to do a Legion run through one of these days. It's been a long time since I've done their side of the entire game. Eddie and the Mr. Handsy just wreck shop. Mr. Handsy goes down, although they, after the fights are over, like normal companions, to stand back up. Head over to the Robco Center, take out the ghouls and stuff so we can loot it. We need parts for robot parts. It's a consumable item and an aid item that's used to manufacture robots along with doctor's bags. They can only be made at the workbench, and a lot of the parts that you need can be found here in Robco. Robco, or whatever, the rocket place with the ghouls. Go downstairs and piss off the Nightkin. Now, the glove does weird things to people. It's a DLC item that's, like, hardly found. We mostly get past the Nightkin here so we can get downstairs where there's a bunch of scrap electronics and sensor modules that we need to make our robotic spare parts there. Also make some glue gun ammo. No idea what that's for. Never came across anything that actually uses it as ammo, but it doesn't hurt. When I was heading back to Novac there, I saw that they had quite a bit of scrap laying around, so I stole it all. Not like they're gonna need it. Used it to make an upgrade module for my Mr. Handsy that allows it to hold a gun. Any one-handed ranged weapon it can use. I don't know if it could use, like, submachine guns and the like. But I came in here to make the stove into a robot. An oven bot. It's a robotic stove on tank treads that shoots fire. There's a lot of strange little robots like this in this mod, which I find interesting. Stop at Helios so we could pick up a couple more robots and turn on the Achilles system there. Alright, we can have a space laser if and when we need it. Seems like something the think tank would do there. Actually, thinking about it, they may have been the ones to have developed it. Get the array turned all on. Even though I think they're technically mirrors and not solar panels. I have no idea. I remember reading about it when I was a kid in school. Head over to the cons, since we're somewhat following the storyline here. Usually a single hit to any single opponent is enough to flag them to be mowed down by the robots. After that, we take the cons' brains and whatnot. Be able to put them to use later on, once I figure out how the smaller robots work. Head in and piss off the Van Graffs because, again, why not? Have all this nice free stuff laying around. Might as well put it to use. After all, they don't need it. We're here to take over, not make friends, so... let the robots do all the heavy lifting, just heal up some. Kinda stocked up from that, so we head on down the road a ways. Time to get into the strip. Use science just to pass the check there. I guess it's an override code of some type. Get into the strip, talk to Victor.
I suppose old Victor wouldn't be much use.
Deal with Victor. Head on inside, pick up a Securitron as our new robot. Since Robco Certified allows you to fix robots as long as manufacture them. Put some of the brains we picked up to use to make a hover brain in like a mini robot scorpion. The hover brain can use one-handed ranged weapons, and the Robo Scorpion can use one-handed melee weapons. Hover brains are better. Turn a safe into a robot to carry shit for me, since these robot parts add up in weight. Head over to the tops to say hi to Benny. And at this point, it's just it's a slaughter at this point. Just kind of stand behind them. They tank shots for you. Sometimes the AI gets a little off. Or there's a little friendly damage. It's not too bad. Put the plasma defender we took from the Van Graffs to use to try to piss off Benny and his friends. Throwing grenades. Again, I didn't know they had access to grenades and stuff. The other thing for this mod is all of the weapons from the DLCs. You usually have to complete the DLC to get your hands on the weapons, such as old Honest Hearts to get the 45 SMG and the 45 auto pistol. There's a mod out there that just automatically adds them into the leveled lists, so you don't need to worry about it, which they quite frankly should have done from the beginning. Tagged Benny and the robots start blasting. Try to figure out what's up, and doesn't really explain that there. Thought there was an aid item that can be used to tag enemies. There might very well be. I never found it, but just running up to them or hitting them or whatnot usually gets the robots to aggro on them. Head down to Cottonwood Cove to deal with the Legion there, to clean it up for later. We're not going to go after Caesar yet. Reason being, I'll explain that when it comes up. But for right now, we're going to leave Caesar alone. Let our robots run around killing everything that moves beyond that. Go to say hi to the boomers. Put the sprint mod to use. Jumping over the fence and just going to town on them. Again, not here to make friends. Take out who you can. It's easier that way. And you have to do like a full genocide run, so this is pretty much how that's going to go. Dealing with the ones inside the hangars was a little more annoying. Especially when using the brain saw to, well, try to kill them. It's real fast hitting. It's pretty good. After that, head over to the Gamorra to do the same thing. And again, it's as simple as just let them go to town. I think by this point in time, I gave a ripper to my Robo Scorpion. Kind of funny, but it's just too slow. Gets hung up on things. The hover brains put in a lot more work by just giving it a laser pistol. No idea if they can use one-handed SMGs. Like the 9mm SMG and the, I think, 10mm SMG. And this is where we make our first lobotomite. Basic lobotomites in this mod can only use melee weapons. Pick up a power fist, give it to this one here. I make a couple of them while I'm down here in this vault. There is an upgraded version I will make later, but we'll get to that later. Whilst back at the strip, I turn a lamp post into a Tesla coil. Well, an Electrobot. Great against our power armored opponents. Can also make them somewhat explode. Like that. Interesting robots. Since lobotomites can only use melee weapons, I picked up the two-step goodbye and a couple of chainsaws. Decided to head to Quarry Junction, that's the word, for some easy experience points with the Deathclaws. And they put in work. They get downed more than a couple of times, but the Tesla bot puts in some heavy damage, although it takes time to charge up to fire again. It hits like a tank, they all do. And that's not even the strongest one yet. We'll be getting the strongest one here soon. Head on into the Great Khans because just gonna deal with all of them. I focused down Carl just because the guy's kind of an ass. Let the lobotomites and the robots take care of everyone else in here. Two-step goodbye and its grenade feature. Loot everything, take everything off of Papa Khan, and I figure, hey, great time to test out if this works. A Mecha Lobotomite. Mecha Lobotomites are capable of using any ranged weapon. They can't use armor or anything. They can use head armor, so I stuck Papa Khan's hat on it. Figured it'd just be interesting to make him kill the rest of his family. Well, his group, really. No idea why she didn't aggro, but yeah. Give him a hunting revolver I took off one of the Khans, and he hits like no tomorrow. Stopped over at the gun runners, picked up 45 SMG, a couple of assault carbines, picked up that automatic rifle there, the machine gun Papa Khan now has, at Quarry Junction, down in the Deathclaw Nest. Take out the Kings, make Pacer into a Mecha Lobotomite, since you can only take the brain of the King for some reason. Head back to the fort. Now we'll deal with Caesar. Your lobotomites and stuff can't come in right away until you kill the gate guard for some reason. Once the gate guard's down, they spawn in. There they are. And with that, it's pretty much just walk forward and have them mow everything down before you even get close to it. Beautiful thing to see. Really is. Figured this is, with all the shit I've had to deal with when it comes to dealing with the Legate at the end of the game, and the guys with the marksman carbines and the assault carbines peppering me nonstop. This is kinda, this is funny as hell. Just walk in, they completely demolish damn near everybody. It's, I don't know, I think the word's cathartic. At this point, I've decided I'm not going to repair my Dr. Mobius's glove or any of the other weapon-style equipment I'm using. Unless I absolutely need to for the wrench and the brain saw. Because I don't want to really have to deal with fighting anymore. Head into Caesar's tent, only Papa Khan follows me here. So I piss off some of them, try to skirt around, see if they'll spawn in. A weird thing with their AI not really wanting to come in here. Oh, get their attention, pull them back while I run back out the door to the rest of my group waiting outside. Then they come outside and get mowed down. Not too much of a problem. With Caesar and his group dealt with, I toss him off to the side to loot him. take his armor and his glove. Because Caesar can be made into a unique lobotomite. There are a few characters you can do it with. I figure since I'm just going to kill Caesar anyway, I'll use him. I deck him out to give him back his displacer glove and an automatic rifle. Simply because it just... so much damage output. Just mows them down. Beautiful thing to see. Run down under the fort, activate the Securitron army. Might as well have a full robot army instead of just a squad.
You received my message.
I come running into the NCR ambassador's office to talk to him.
Well, hello there.
And one of the NCR troops thinks it's a good idea to pick a fight with me.
You should have paid your... Nobody fucks with...
Just because I'm off the strip, he thinks he can attack and kill me. And that pisses everybody off at this point. So I loot the ambassador, I turn him into a lobotomite and just kind of leave him here. Don't need to bring him with us. At this point, I just go around turning most unique NPCs into lobotomites, just to let them roam around. Kind of fucked up, kind of funny.
Beg your pardon.
Head to the white gloves, because I'd forgotten all about these guys. Decide, I don't need to talk to them. Take them out. Run around hitting the guys once or twice with the brain saw. Doesn't do too much damage, but it usually tags the enemy to be attacked by my guys. Unless they're just straight aggro to begin with, like in here. And all I gotta do is stand by and watch them get mowed down before they can even get a swing off at me. Still don't get why they carry canes and whatnot. Everyone else carries guns. You figure they'd carry guns too. Like maybe a cane gun or something would make more sense, but yeah, whatever. Deal with them. Heading toward the Brotherhood. Come across a couple of dogs and I decide to make a unique cyber dog. Again, I don't need it or anything. I'm just going to let it wander around the wasteland, but... three-headed cyber dog. Why not? Mod's got everything, I swear. Realize I haven't got to that point in the quest to be able to talk to the Brotherhood, so I will run to the 188 to pick up Veronica, so she can get us in to talk to the Brotherhood. But there's some strange things that happened this time round. Went in, and before Ramos can get us into his weird speech, I use VATS to get some attacks off on him. And strangely enough, that doesn't piss off Veronica, which makes the next thing to happen kind of funny. Running down in, taking a look for other Brotherhood members, which, since I guess I didn't aggro them completely, I aggroed the NPCs, but not like the faction, which is weird. So, the faction gets aggroed. Well, the NPCs get aggroed, then Veronica aggroes against the faction, which I don't know if the faction and the NPC faction are different. Say NPC faction and faction. The faction for the turrets and the faction for the Brotherhood themselves. Veronica destroyed those, but didn't go after the NPCs. It's just strange. We also haven't got any loss in karma or reputation with the Brotherhood by this point. Which is also strange. There it is. Brotherhood infamy gained now. I get tagged a couple of times, fancy laser weapons, but our robot lobotomite army here is putting in a lot of work. I did pass off a Gauss rifle to one of the lobotomites. And while it works okay, it's more high damage output is what you want, right? Instead of, well, high DPS is what I should say. While high stationary output is good, if you can stagger and get someone's health chipped away real quick, then that works. Wait for them to finish mopping up what's left of the turrets down here so I don't have to deal with it. Decide to go loot and take power cells and whatnot. Now I'm finally vilified by the Brotherhood. But that was because Veronica finally woke up.
Well, you can add my name.
Tells us to add her name to the hit list and whatnot. Sure, whatever. She's no longer an essential NPC, so I knock her on her ass. The robots finish her off. I turn her into a lobotomite because Why not? We already got Papa Khan floating around. Might as well take Veronica along with us, too. So we gave her, I do believe, an assault carbine or a laser RCW, and just let her go to town killing her own people, too. Because, fuck it, why not? Head on downstairs. Let him go to town. She's resorted to punching stuff again. I don't know if it's because this NPC was made off of the Veronica one or simply because it didn't want to use that gun. Doesn't matter. Kind of just walk around at this point while they just mow everything down. And again, sometimes NPCs just won't aggro on us and they'll just stand there and get killed, which is strange. Like I said, it's an older mod. It's a fun mod. If you've never played it, I said give it a try. But yeah, Robco certified is what it is. Run around, let Veronica and the others just mow down what's left of the Brotherhood here. Collect up the key cards, deal with that. Turn the leadership of the Brotherhood into some basic lobotomites just to have with us. It fills out the number of slots we have. There's a set number, I think 14 points you can have. A normal lobotomite is 2, a mecha lobotomite is 3, so you fill up those numbers and that's what you can do. Easy enough to mow stuff down. Activate the substation, because fuck the NCR at this point. Head to the Hoover Dam to deal with that. Kind of skipping all the S-Man stuff because it's all just kind of eh. Doesn't really fit in with the run too much to focus on it. Now we're picking up weapons and ammo and aid and stuff from the NCR as need be. Mostly the carbines. That way in case I need to repair the ones. I don't know if they don't use ammo, but just in case they use durability, it'd be good to be able to top them off. Easy enough to deal with the Legion and the NCR running down through the dam. And at this point, I've completely decided I'm not attacking anything else. All I'm using the Sol for at this point is to collect some brains when needed, since they can be used as an aid item. I think they heal a little bit of health, so it's like free health packs. Head on into the camp. Run past everything because I don't need to deal with it. And by this point, I've given an anti-material rifle to, I think, one of my lobotomites.
An envoy of fate.
Run up, tell the legate to fuck off. That way he aggro's on us.
We shall
Just let the lobotomites handle him. One of them's using a super sludge they picked up for some reason. Papa Khan's using an anti-material rifle there. And since he de-aggroes for a second, they put all their guns and stuff away. I always found that stupid with him, right? They should have just given him more health or something. Soon as he comes around the corner, gets mowed down. Take his sword. Turn him into a lobotomite. Give him back his sword. Let him run around and kill what's left of the Legion. Decide to head on out, and this a little early here. Tried to get the Sea Finder up and running and out before I got mowed down, and couldn't get the shot off because I was going to nuke him with an orbital laser, but you know how it goes. Yes, you can take over New Vegas as the think tank. I think that's the entire inspiration for the DLC. Super dangerous, super smart. Everyone would be fucked if they got loose, right? Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.